Alright, what's going on YouTube? I just wanted to do a quick video talking about the Back for Blood beta that had just ended last week. And there's just, a couple things I wanted to bring up that I thought could be changed and what I thought was good. And well, to start off, I guess what I thought was good was I think the level layout for the two campaigns, or two stories that they let us have access to during the beta, was the Devil's Return, which was more of like an urban city kind of layout, and then the second one was Blue Dog's Hollow, which was more of like a rural kind of backcountry farmland type deal going on there. And those two environments, they looked great. They ran pretty well. I was, for a beta, it didn't have any problems with internet connection wise, or lobby wise. I did play it a lot, like through into like the early hours of the day, I guess, or late hours of the evening. It was like 2-3 a.m. when I was playing it. So the only issue I really had was a little bit of a wait time to find games, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. The gunplay, the weapons in it are, in my opinion, they're fantastic. I think they're right where they need to be, just like damage wise and how they work and things like that. I think those are pretty solid at where they're at. The only real criticism I really have for it is that when it comes down to the mutations, which are the special infected in this case, for those who aren't familiar with Back for Blood but do know Left 4 Dead, the special infected, I feel like they have a super high spawn rate for them, where it's almost overwhelming, and it seems it's like it's impossible, but you can get through it. It's just when it comes to managing your ammo as much as it seems like they want you to, and not having good team communication, like if you're playing in a public lobby and you're not playing with a bunch of friends, like you kind of have to communicate a little bit more when it comes to dealing with them. But their spawn rate was absolutely insane, like through the roof. There was one of the finales, I think it was for the Devil's Return finale, where you have to get across the bridge and then go across the boat. I believe at one point I had like 4 bruisers spawn, which are like these big, tall, special infected that have, one arm cocked back, and like as they use it as a club, and their weak spot is their shoulder, which is behind them, kind of like this, so you can't really hit it, and they just eat so much damage that it's hard to manage when you have a horde. You have 4 of those guys, you have 2 of, I think they were called exploders or wretches, 2 of like the big beefy enemies, and then like 3 of the little spider special infected that jump around, and their like, I don't know, their spit makes it so that you stick in one spot and it holds you there. So I feel like if anything really needs to be changed or addressed before release, I'd probably say either bring back, if you want to keep the spawn rate where it is and like have them be an overwhelming force, bring the health down for them a little bit, just so that they aren't bullet sponges, so that you can kill all of them, or at least kill one and get yourself and your team out of a messy situation, versus having them be super tanky and you have barely any ammo to begin with, and then by the time you have 17 of these guys right behind you, you can't do anything about it. So I mean, that's like the only real criticism I had for it. Everything else was great. Controls were smooth. I played on PC with mouse and keyboard, and everything else went smooth. Everything was fine. It's just there's making something challenging, and then there's just making something that's just too hard to the point where it's not even fun. Did I get through it? Yes. But was I having a good time doing it? Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I was. It's just there's got to be some common ground there. Like something's got to give. Either either not as many are around or make them weaker. Like one thing, it's got to be one or the other. And then another thing that I noticed was this one's more like a personal thing for just me, just because I played one of the characters in there is Holly, and she starts off with a baseball bat, and in between each chapter of these missions, you have your safe room, and in the safe room there's a box which is the buy station. You can buy weapons, attachments, first aid kits, all the stuff that you need, more perk cards, things like that. And I think that in those boxes there should be a sidearm available always for like, I don't know, like 150 of the copper or scrap. I believe it was called copper. But yeah, just like make it like the Glock 18, make it like a gray Glock 18 because they have color tiers to the weapon. So make it bad, like the worst tier, depending on how far you are into like that store, like that campaign. So for the Blue Dogs Hollow campaign that they had, that one was, I feel like, would be a harder campaign compared to what, and when it comes to what's going to be in the full release, I feel like that's going to be lower on the list, which means it's later in the story, or it's supposed to be harder and more challenging, which it was. It's just for that. So maybe first box make it gray, and then second box gray, and then they always have attachments in there, and then third and fourth box make it like blue or purple, because the finale on that one, I didn't even get to finish it because it was just so overwhelming with the amount, just the horde size for the common infected, and then the amount of special infected that were spawning. It was impossible to do. But those are the only real things that I found an issue with. I'm looking forward to playing it. I love playing Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 when I was younger, and I always go back to them every once in a while just to play through them a little bit, just because they're fun. That's a game that kills time. You enjoy yourself when you do it, but I feel like Back 4 Blood is going to be a game where there's no way you can have every experience in one go through of the game, just because of the card system that they have, which it throws out like environmental effects. Like there's one in there called a heavy fog. It makes it damn near hard to see anything. Did it suck? Hell yeah. But was it fun? Absolutely. And they have things where they make the special infected armored to where their weak points, you have to shoot them a little bit more to break off the armor, and then exposes that, and then you can kill them. But things like that will make it so that it's always a fresh experience every time you go in to play it. And I think that it's gonna be another one of those games where you can just load it up whenever, and whether you have a squad to play with or if you're loading up in the public, in a public queue, I think it's going to be a good thing to have in the current state of games, or lack thereof, because as of right now, what I've noticed personally is that there isn't much to play out there. But this is definitely one of those things that will always keep you occupied, whether it's in between releases of games that you are wanting personally, or just things that you can do that are fun but not that are fun but also give you a challenge, but not so much of a challenge that you have to try so hard that it makes it not fun to do. So that's all I really have to say on it. I mean, I didn't get into the versus mode just because I like the AI. I've played versus mode in the old games, and that's only really fun when you're going against your friends just to, screw around, have fun, screw them over, them screw you over, and no one takes it seriously. But I feel like that's taking it seriously is way too common when it comes to anything sort of competitive nowadays, and we need to take a step back from that. At least I do personally. Get myself out of the multiplayer environment and start enjoying games more. So yeah, that is all that's all I really had to say. I just wanted to do a quick video for that, and just get those things off my mind. I know I filled out the feedback survey that they sent. I told them the only thing I mentioned in that was the weapon the putting the pistol in the item box and the special infected spawn in their health and how hard they are to kill. But yeah, if you enjoy review videos kind of like this, or I don't know if I call this a review, more like a first impressions or thoughts, or I don't know, something like that. I'll come up with a fancy, funny title for it. But if you enjoy things like this, where I actually, discuss what's good, what's bad about upcoming releases for the games that I was able to play when it comes to betas, I'll be happy to do more. Later this week, it is August 23rd today, so Friday, which is, what's Friday? Let's see, August 27th, on Friday night, I will be going live on Twitch again for the first time in like a year to get that going up and kicking again and make those more frequent. And I'm going to be playing Alien Fireteam, and that I'm looking forward to playing that. I know nothing about it except for what I saw, I believe at E3 is when it was announced. So I know I'm going into that completely blind, didn't play a beta, alpha, nothing like that. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Hope, you join me over there on Twitch. And if you do, you're more than welcome to come play. I'm not going to be someone who's going to say, no, you can't play, but it's a 3-player game. So if you have it, I have it on PC. I bought it on Steam. I don't know if there's cross-platform for it. I haven't looked into that. But if there is, anybody's more than welcome to come hang out, jump in, play, and we all suffer together in that. So there's that. I'll put my Twitch, my Discord, and a link to my Twitter in the description. If you could, like the video, if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, ring the little bell icon so that you can get notified when I post new videos on the channel, and you can be here right when they release and watch it before anybody else, because you are awesome and I know you love me. So yeah, there's that. Thanks again. See you in the next one. Adios.